Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and there's an old saying, if you want to hide the treasure, put it in plain sight, then no one will see it. I believe I see it now. I literally woke up last night at about 2:30 in the morning. My wife oftentimes, if this happens, will look over and ask me why I'm on my phone and it's too bright, turn it off, and that happened last night. But something popped into my head that where this all tied together, and I'm going to tie it together for you, okay? By the end of this video, if I think that, you know, we've seen so many, I say there are no coincidences. At the end of this video, there are such a string of coincidences that I just don't believe it can be ignored. I believe that we've willingly been fed a narrative, this go to the moon narrative. We've seen rocket ships and all this for the last few years. And I believe that the truth and the real treasure was right there in plain sight. But everybody's so focused on, as Glenn Hutchins said, the prices here, right? The prices here are a distraction. He said the real value, or I can't remember exactly how he worded it, I'll show you at the end of this video, is in the protocol, okay? But like I said here, if you want to hide the treasure, put it in plain sight. Now, before I go along, I want to remind you of this. I showed you this yesterday. This is pretty crazy. I was talking about how the XRP prices have almost doubled, and Ripple, the company, had been valued at $10 billion back in December. And now the XRP prices are moving ahead of how a private equity price could go. And I was talking about what an opportunity that was. And I predicted to you yesterday that they had about 8,400 of these units of SPVs left on the Link2 platform, which is linqto.com. But they had like 8,400, and now it's almost half of that. And I made a prediction that all of them would be gone by tomorrow. So I just wanted to update you on that, and I will update you when I'm correct by noon. I think by noon or so Central Pacific time. Give me the Pacific time. I think they'll be gone by noon Pacific time tomorrow. But anyway, so let me show you what I woke up in the middle of the night to. Okay, we have been served up in social media and everything. This is actually, I have a similar, the intro to my videos has a similar intro. This is all we've been talking about. We've been talking about the moon and how the prices at some point are going to skyrocket. And I believe that, totally believe that. But it hasn't just been influencers that have been showing you these sorts of things. Okay. These are just things that we see going around in social media, and we have seen them over the next couple of years. But these ideas of these pictures of rocket ships and going to the moon and all this has been served up by companies. I'll show you some of them. But there's been an overall theme of this idea of leaving the planet, right? It's been constant. All right. So I'm going to just take you down the lane of some of the things that just started popping into my head. First thing I'll show you is this. This is Galaxy Digital, one of the first investors in Ripple that we talk about a lot on this channel. He's a Bitcoin maxi, is Mike Novogratz. He started Galaxy Digital. This is his hedge fund, I guess you would call it, where you can go to his Galaxy Digital and invest in digital assets. What is the word galaxy? Remember, I say on this channel all the time, words mean things. A galaxy is a gravitational bound system of stars, stellar remnants, interstellar gas, dust, and dark matter. The word galaxy is derived from the Greek galaxias, literally Milky, or a reference to the Milky Way. Okay. So, and I'm just going to take you through some of the different names that we've grown familiar with as we've gone through this journey where we're looking at this distraction, which is coinmarketcap.com. This is the distraction, but it's all in plain sight for you if you're paying attention. So what's on this list? Well, we have Ethereum. It's at the center of a lot of this, right? Where does the word Ethereum come from? Ether. The definition of ether, the rarefied element formerly believed to fill the upper regions of space. The upper regions of space, the heavens. So that name was derived from another thing that points us towards space, right? And then there was this one, Stellar. Stellar would be, remember, for those of you that don't remember, Stellar's down here. But Stellar is one of the first. Stellar was created by Jed McCaleb, who also created Ripple and XRP, right? And then he left and he created Stellar. Well, many of you may have never thought about what stellar means. Well, here's what stellar means. Of, or relating to the stars, composed of stars. Okay? And this was Stellar's first logo. It had a rocket ship on it. I stared at this logo since 2014 or so at least, whenever they started. And I've always taken, I've always taken the same thing that you've probably taken from this Stellar logo. And that is that these guys are capitalizing on this whole going to the moon rocket ship thing. That's what I always assumed. This is Elon Musk. This is not his current Twitter handle. I mean, this is his Twitter handle, but he has removed all these symbols. But his symbol used to be the rocket ship as well. And he's also, take note of the satellite there. But Elon Musk used to have a very similar rocket ship to Stellar's rocket ship that was their logo. Stellar then changed their logo to this. And this is Stellar's website you're looking at, stellar.org. If you go down the website, Stellar is an open network for storing and moving money. And you'll notice that you're seeing all of these, this astronomy. It's kind of like a borderless, limitless, powerful. And you're seeing these constellations out in space, aren't you? And look, here's another constellation that is the Stellar logo right here. Folks, there are no coincidences. I will say that maybe many times throughout this video. Now, so Stellar has this space theme going on their website. And then there's Interstellar. Now, do you remember Interstellar? Interstellar is the way I like to say it is Interstellar is to XLM as Ripple is to XRP. Interstellar is working on Stellar's primary use case. And who is the CTO of Interstellar is Jed McCaleb. The CEO is, I think his name was Mike Kennedy, and he is the guy who created the company Zelle, which is on most of your apps for with your bank. If you have a bank like a Bank of America account, you'll see Zelle on there as one of the ways to move money. Well, Mike Kennedy is the CEO of Interstellar. What does Interstellar mean anyway? Well, the definition of interstellar is located, taking place, or traveling among the stars, especially of the Milky Way galaxy. That reminds me of Galaxy Digital. It mentioned this too in the definition. Okay, and then there's this. I played this a couple of times this week. I'm going to play it again. It always struck me when Greg Kidd, who's one of the first 10 employees at Ripple, said this.
When I joined Ripple, it looked like Bitcoin with 2 extra columns, currency and who issued that currency. And so I want to live in the Star Trek world. And in the Star Trek world, it doesn't matter whether you're a Cleon, a Romulan, Federation, they could all buy dilithium crystals. But you can't do that if your form of value is all in a silo. And so Ripple was the first that basically had if you will, an intergalactic currency, something that could go everywhere. The great thing, though, I mean, Bitcoin had that as well.
An intergalactic currency. And then I showed you this the other day. This is SpaceX. They just happen to have an X symbol. And this is their program where they're sending satellites into outer space called Starlink. And then we were reminded also of this commercial that Ripple ran about, no, first this is Ripple's website where they have the X on a black background. And then this is Ripple's commercial where they showed someone in outer space being able to use the Ripple network.
They got it. I got it.
All right. Runs on Ripple. And then there's another one. How about Cardano? We talk about Cardano every once in a while on this channel. You don't have to look very far around Cardano's website to find many of these same symbols that are pointing towards space. You don't have to look far at all. First place on Cardano's website is their Daedalus wallet. This is the Daedalus wallet. This is a Cardano wallet that you can get and store it on your computer or on your phone probably. What is Daedalus? Well, Project Daedalus, named after Daedalus, the Greek mythological designer who crafted wings for human flight, was a study conducted between 1973 and 1978 by the British Interplanetary Society to design a plausible, uncrewed interstellar spacecraft. There's that word interstellar again. Everybody's creating all these names and words, and they're all around space, folks. There are no coincidences. And then this is Cardano's protocol, an environmentally sustainable, verifiably secure proof-of-stake protocol with rigorous security guarantees, and it's called Oroboros. What is Oroboros? Oroboros is an ancient symbol depicting a serpent or a dragon eating its own tail, originating from ancient Egyptian iconography. I don't know how to say that. I'm not going to go any further on that part. Watch this part. This is their Wikipedia on Oroboros. Martin Rees used the Oroboros to illustrate the various scales of the universe, ranging from 10 subatomic at the tail up to 10 supragalactic at the head. Rees stressed the intimate links between the micro world and the cosmos, symbolized by the Oroboros as a tail and head meeting to complete the circle. And then there was this in my looking around on Google. There's something called a stellar Oroboros. Recent close-ups of an undulating ringed nebula underscore the role of electric discharge in the formulation and continuing energetic displays of such structures. The stellar Oroboros. And then I showed you this document the other day. This is from Regions Bank, Cryptocurrency and Blockchain 2018. And if you go to the bottom of one of these pages, it says, another potential solution is a low Earth orbit constellation of broadband providing satellites currently being tested by SpaceX under the project name Starlink. This still won't help businesses regain power. And so anyway, the whole theme of this is they're trying to solve the problem. Okay, well, what if we go to these cryptocurrencies and someone is able to do one of these, what do they call them, microburst, or where they do something to make the power go out across a country or whatever? That's why they're wanting to put these things on these nodes on satellites. That's what this satellite internet 5G that Starlink and SpaceX working on is. That's what it's about. Now let's keep going. So then there was this. This is someone communicating on Twitter and then Elon Musk answers them. How many Starlink launches needed until minor moderate coverage? Are you still targeting service in the U.S. and Canada by the end of this year? That was on April 22nd. Elon Musk replies, private beta begins in 3 months, public beta in 6 months, starting with high latitudes. And then there's this. And you'll need to take note, folks. This is called SpaceChain, okay? SpaceChain, and look, there are no coincidences. I'm going to say it again. Look at their logo, and then let's look back at the Stellar logo. SpaceChain, Stellar, SpaceChain. And watch this video from SpaceChain.
Imagine a new kind of global operating system, hosted in space, available to anyone, anywhere in the world. SpaceChain is building the world's first open-source blockchain-based satellite network. A mesh node constellation of low Earth orbit microsatellites will serve as the next generation of decentralized infrastructure for the blockchain industry, allowing users to develop and run applications in space, like cryptocurrency exchanges, global real-time sensor arrays, ultra-secure data storage, space VR, true peer-to-peer encrypted messages, or applications we haven't even dreamt of yet, all while remaining secure, immutable, and decentralized through proven blockchain cryptography. SpaceChain utility tokens will enable developers and users to run apps and store data on the blockchain, establishing a crowdsourced app marketplace, an open-source interoperability standard for all future space platforms. Imagine all satellites, spacecraft and hardware networked together by the open-source protocol and technology created by the SpaceChain community. What industries could we create and boundaries could we break by untethering innovation from the Earth? SpaceChain.
Did you hear what they said? By untethering information. Did he say let's play that again. Untethering.
By untethering innovation from the Earth.
Untethering innovation from the Earth. So that would take us to, now we've got most of them on the, and I'm not even going to Tron, but I could go places with that too. But we've got Tether right here, and he just said untethering from the Earth. Now, let's go down. Let's look at SpaceChain a little bit further. Let's go down this list. Look right here. There's a rocket very similar to the one on Elon Musk's old Twitter page, and very similar to what Stellar's. Now, so you got, this was Stellar's old logo, and now SpaceChain's logo is this, and looks almost identical to Stellar's current logo. Launched, this is their little timeline where they go through the different things. It says they've made partnerships with 10 space and blockchain companies, as they go forward. And then we get down here and we talk about how they were featured there. Executive team is here. Board of advisors. This is where it gets a little interesting. There's Tim Draper. He happens to show up everywhere that there's something huge being done. I wouldn't mind having his bank account. Now, this is the one I'm drawn to right here. But before I want to tell you about Don Tapscott, I want to show you this, just to show you that this is real, folks. This is not something way off into the future. This is happening now. The live SpaceChain node tracker, you can track our orbiting space payloads in real time with our node tracker. So for those of you that are out there and, oh, this is just whack-a-mole, this is crazy stuff. No, it's happening now. Okay. And we've all been focused on moon and rocket ships as it relates to coin market cap. That is going to happen, folks, in my opinion, but the price is currently a distraction. I believe that a lot of these things that are about to go live are going to make that price not so much of a distraction, because I believe that moon and things like that are going to happen in conjunction to this. But look, their satellites are literally there. These are space nodes, and they are there. And if you think that the two digital assets that were really XRP and XLM were two of them that were created first before anything, I've always believed that Bitcoin was a trial run and that the real digital assets were XRP and probably XLM. Now, let's go back to this. Don Tapscott is one of their advisors. Don Tapscott happens to be a guy that spoke at Ripple's Swell. Having given the closing keynote to Sibos in 2008, 2 days after Lehman Brothers fell, I identified a number of deep problems with the financial system. 9 years later, in my keynote to Swell, I'll be laying out a set of solutions to transform this industry from the 21st century. And if you don't remember, this was him at Swell. Let me see if I can play just a short clip.
And to me, this is nothing less than the second era of the internet. Now, lots of people talking about this over the last, that I don't think this is some new interesting
All right. I'm getting a little bit of skip in there, so I'm going to move on. But I just wanted you to see that he was at Swell. Now, here's where this all ends, folks, because I think Glenn Hutchins told us long ago. And for those of you that are new, this is what he said. Now, and let me give you some context. Glenn Hutchins, for those of you that don't know, he works at the Federal Reserve of New York. He's also one of on the board at the Digital Currency Group, which owns a portion of Ripple and of Coinbase, by the way.
To conduct these transactions. So you use a series of protocols every day, and you don't even think about them. You don't think about the internet protocol. You don't think about the simple mail technology protocol. You don't think about the file transfer protocol. You don't think about the high text translation protocol. I can go through them, right? You just make use of the technology, and the protocols make it work. The people who really understand what's going on with digital currencies understand that putting these protocols in place, the blockchain protocol, the Ethereum protocol, the the Ripple protocol, and then enabling those protocols to cause transactions to occur. And then those transactions can be defined very broadly as not just moving things of value, but anything that's got an information content is extraordinarily transformative. The focus on the value of the token is distracting and uninformative.
I believe they're about to enable those protocols. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that there's an old saying, if you want to hide the treasure, put it in plain sight, then no one will see it. Thank you for listening.